Reach for me. Don't wanna wait another day without you. Take me to higher ground. We'll be safe and sound. Reach for me. Should have known right away when it felt too good to be true. 'Cause you never said what you mean to say. So anyway, you look at it, I'm confused. If you can't see where this is gonna lead, reach for me. Don't wanna wait another day without you. Take me to higher ground. Come on, reach for me. I can't wait another day without you. Take me to higher ground. We'll be safe and sound. Reach for me. Reach for me. Got it all figured out. You decide what's best for you. 'Cause you built me up, so don't let me down. I can't make you do what you don't want to. You can't see where this is gonna lead. Reach for me. Don't wanna wait another day without you. Take me to higher ground. Come on, Come on, reach for me. Don't wanna wait another day without you. Take me to higher ground. Come on, reach for me. I can't wait another day without you. Take me to higher ground. We'll be safe and sound. Reach for me. Reach for me.
Oh, Mr. Blackbird sitting in the tree, why don't you come down and sing to me about all the people that you see as you travel around the world? Oh, Mr. Blackbird sitting in the tree, why don't you come down and sing to me about all the people that you see as you travel around the world? Oh, Mr. Blackbird sitting in the tree, why don't you come down and sing to me about all the people that you see as you travel around the world? Oh, Mr. Blackbird sitting in the tree, why don't you come down and sing to me about all the people that you see as you travel around the world? Oh, Mr. Blackbird sitting in the tree, why don't you come down and sing to me about all the people
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. The COVID-19 pandemic has been felt worldwide, has created unparalleled situations in our community. So on behalf of our council and to those who have been affected by the virus, our hearts and our concerns and prayers are with you. I would like to thank our council, city manager, and staff for working tirelessly to address the evolving needs of this pandemic and for coming together to provide an innovative solution pack for us to continue to protect and to serve our community. We truly are a community of innovation, and I'm very proud of our city, of our businesses, our residents, and our partners to see how we've come together to support one another. And over the course of this pandemic, there have been 428 positive cases reported in Chandler, roughly 12,000 confirmed cases across the state, and 594 deaths. Chandler has followed the state lead in taking a calm and steady approach in combating the virus using Arizona data to make informed decisions on how to best protect our public health. And our number one priority from the beginning has been safety and the prosperity of our community. And under the President's Opening Up America Again plan, its states and counties must meet certain gating criteria before a phased approach to reopening begins. The most recent data for Arizona was presented yesterday by Governor Ducey and shows that we have met this criteria. Yesterday, Governor Ducey replaced the Stay Home, Stay Healthy, Stay Connected order with the new Stay Healthy, Return Smarter, and Return Stronger executive order. This order focuses on vulnerable individuals. It encourages them to stay home. It prohibits in-person visitation to nursing homes. It recommends businesses and services to follow CDC guidelines and to implement protocols to protect employees and customers. It reminds Arizonans to continue to physically distance and avoid large gatherings, and it keeps our schools closed. The executive order is not a return to normal, but it is a step forward, and we believe Chandler is ready to take those next steps. On April 23rd, city staff presented Chandler's return to service to council, and council decided to initiate phase one. So on April 24th, we reopened outdoor park amenities not covered under the governor's executive orders in limited capacities. On May 4th, we initiated the full phase one plan, which largely focused on preparing for the reestablishment of city facilities and services by implementing safety measures to protect the public and our employees. These safety measures include installing things like plexiglass partitions and signs, floor markings, and proper PPE and cleaning measures. Today, we initiate phase two as Chandler facilities and services reopen in a capacity that does abide by CDC guidelines to continue to protect our community and our employees. So we continue to urge you to practice physical distancing and enhance personal hygiene practices. Park ramadas and park amenities, except for those amenities still covered in the governor's executive orders, are open today, along with the tennis center clubhouse and reservation and rentals of athletic fields for practice only. On May 16th, the rest of our park amenities will open, including basketball courts, playgrounds, splash pads, and restrooms. And on May 18th, our recreational centers will reopen for drop-in exercise, drop-in visits, and limited programming for groups under 10. Chandler Aquatic Centers will open for lap swimming and aquafit classes. Chandler Public Libraries, the museum, and the Vision Gallery will open with limited capacity and reduced services. And the city facility customer service counters will reopen by appointment. On May 28th, Chandler City Council meetings will open for in-person audiences up to 50 people. That does include our staff as well. And for giving a priority to Chandler residents first, 2 of our aquatic centers will reopen for public swim Memorial Day weekend, and the rest of our aquatic centers opening on June 6th as staffing allows. In June, Summer recreational programs, camps, and classes for groups of 10 or fewer will resume with first priority given to Chandler residents. I encourage you to visit our COVID-19 webpage for full details. And we appreciate the community's patience and cooperation as we implement CDC guidelines in these facilities that may make your experience different than what it was from before COVID-19. We're excited to reopen and re-energize our local economy, and we look forward to continuing to work together to keep our community safe and vibrant. So at this time, I'd like to open this up to our council to share updates on the impact COVID-19 on our community and how we're moving forward. So, Vice Mayor, let's start with you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our water. So right now, Chandler supplies on average around 56 million gallons of high-quality drinking water every day to our residents, businesses, and industrial customers, while meeting or exceeding all health and safety standards set by our local, state, and federal regulations. We have prepared for emergencies like this and have continued to provide safe and clean water and wastewater to all of our citizens through this pandemic. The virus that causes COVID-19 has not been detected in any drinking water, and the conventional water treatment that we use for disinfecting our drinking water should remove all and any inactive, should remove and inactivate the virus. Many businesses have been operating with limited staff and resources for mostly 2 months now, while others have been closed entirely. So to ensure that every business has safe water for their operations as they reopen, the CDC has put together a step-by-step guide for business owners and operators to use as a resource. This 8-step guide provides a strong starting point for businesses to prevent safety hazardous in building water systems and devices. Resources including developing comprehensive water plans, ensuring water heaters are maintained at safe temperatures, and hot tubs or spas are safe for use, and ensuring safety equipment is well maintained. You can look for more information and resources on our website at COVID-19. Thank you.
Councilmember Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Vice Mayor. I know this is a very challenging time for many of our business owners in town, especially our small business owners. And when I recognize that nearly half the Arizona private workforce is employed by small business owners, this COVID crisis has impacted our community and our business community greatly. I'm going to discuss kind of what we're doing, what the city will be doing, and in conjunction with federal and state relief efforts, which are on their way to help small businesses with the PPP financing and other things like that. There is a huge recovery period coming. And when this storm passes, we know that this road to recovery will begin on Main Street, not on Wall Street this time. So Council has worked diligently to support our businesses throughout this. We've enacted several measures, and we will continue to do so. Things like relaxing our sign code so that people can be more aware of your business openings and things that you might have going on. Creating a business watch program through our police department. So we've been traveling through shopping centers to make sure that they're safe more often. Our police have installing new parking measures in downtown to assist with takeout and pickup for restaurants and retail, and creating a Shop Chandler platform so small business owners can add their business to the platform so that people can find them more easy. We are offering assistance and connection to funding and other support resources for loans through PPP and things like that. We have resources internally to help with that. And so I also like to thank our economic development staff for working hard to support our businesses through this time to ensure we are mitigating the impact to our local economy. They will continue to work to help our business community move forward, as well as join arms with our Chandler Chamber of Commerce, Arizona Commerce Authority, GPEC, and any other group that will help move our business and our economy forward. Because when we can create opportunity for our community, we'll be able to mitigate some of the health impact. And we can do both of those things together. So there are many reopening webinars being put on by your Chandler Chamber of Commerce. We are holding some here at the city where we will be over communicating ways on we will provide help to you through city staff. So it will be more important than ever for the city to be a facilitator and not a regulator. And we'll all be working hard to make sure that that happens because, like I said when I opened this recovery, not only in Chandler, not only in Arizona, but in the entire nation, will start on Main Street and mom and pop shops all over the nation. And it won't be a Wall Street recovery. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Stewart. Councilmember McClimans.
Thank you, Mayor. Every year, the city of Chandler must put together a balanced budget, but this year we actually did it twice. The year-long process started in July of 2019 last year for this budget year, starting July 1st, 2020. By March of this year, the proposed budget recommendation was almost ready, but then the responding impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic changed the economy in an instant, and that became our focus. Chandler was one of the few cities that projected an economic downturn in our long-range financial forecast prior to the crisis. And when I say a few cities, there's 91 cities and towns in the state of Arizona. We were one of two cities that were actually planning for a downturn, and that just goes to show our fiscal responsibility. The fiscal year 2020-21 proposed budget revenues were reduced as well as expenditures without anticipating an impact to our current levels of service. Some of the things that we did or are doing as we roll into our next budget year, travel and related training is on hold until the end of the year. Vacant positions are on hold, excluding public safety. Capital projects are being strategically held. Fleet replacements are deferred, and all purchases will be scrutinized to verify necessity. All these measures will help minimize the impact of revenue shortfalls, which are very much unknown at this time. So how is Chandler positioned differently? Chandler's economy is well positioned, well diversified, with a larger share of employment in industries that have been less impacted, such as high-tech manufacturing, finance, and insurance. And Chandler has its own unique tax base that's not reliant on tourism. While other cities are considering furloughs and staff reductions, Chandler doesn't anticipate doing this since we already run a very lean organization at 6.4 employees per 1,000 population. And to give you an idea, there's other cities in the valley that have 12 to 14 per 1,000 population. So we're already very lean with our city regardless. So what if the initial projections are off? What's the next step? City staff will monitor revenues monthly, and mayor and council will review quarterly. If revenue impacts are greater than estimated and the duration's longer, additional reductions will be needed. This approach allows for flexibility. It gives us time to get actual data to make thoughtful and strategic decisions, strategic reductions, so we can continue services to our community. Should revenues rebound, though, it will allow for service to continue as well. So in summation, what does that mean? Mayor and council care about our city and the quality services and infrastructure provided to our citizens and businesses. Our city has a tradition of fiscal sustainability, sound decision-making. COVID-19 will not change that. If you have trusted us in prosperity, please trust us in adversity. Our budget needs some flexibility in order to adapt to whatever changes or volatility may occur in the coming months. What I'm hopeful for is we can budgetarily toe the line between the worst and the best. We are positioned to either survive or thrive. That's all I have on the budget.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Wong.
Thank you, Mayor. As we know, Chandler is a pretty prosperous community, so we have a lot of arts and cultural activities, and we normally have many events and festivals almost all year long. But because COVID-19, we have shut down many things, so we want to slowly coming back to continue provide this experience while also maintain physical instance. The Chandler Center for the Art is launched the CCA Anywhere series. So every Thursday night on the Chandler Center for the Arts, Facebook and Instagram pages, CCA will present virtual performance. The performance will include a variety of CCA favorites and artists making their debut in Chandler. The CCA Anywhere series will continue May 21st through mid-June. The night out is hosted on both the Chandler Center for the Arts and City of Chandler event websites. Chandler Center for the Arts has also provided an arts education resource page for feminists on their website. Additionally, the downtown Chandler Farmers Market returned on June 1st to Dr. A.J. Chandler Park from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. every Saturday. Staff is working with event producers to schedule events and festivals for the fall. I think many people are asking about the Ostrich Festival. Ostrich Festival recently announced its rescheduling for Halloween weekends. We'll see how it goes at that time. We will have a lot to look forward in the coming months. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Rowe.
Thank you, Mayor. The city's Community Development Division, along with every other division here in the city, has been working tirelessly to assist Chandler's most vulnerable and experiencing homelessness during the COVID-19 pandemic. I know that you're out there, whether you're an individual or a homeowner or somebody trying to apply for unemployment or pay a rent. We know you have your things to worry about, and so we're doing what we can here at the city, and I believe our staff and all of our folks are doing a great job and trying to address some of those needs. In addition to a number of programs that the city does, there are nonprofits out there that are trying to help. One of the things that has been implemented to help serve our residents in need is Chandler was awarded an $849,000 in Community Development Block Grant coronavirus funds from the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. It's the CARES Act. So these funds are going to be used to serve individuals and families who have been impacted by COVID-19 in the areas of rentals, we mentioned that, utility and food assistance, along with those experiencing homelessness. Council will be voting on the use of these funds tomorrow night's council meeting. So there are also several other, like I said, nonprofits, and whether that is Ascend or Matthews Crossing, Salvation Army, and Fans Across America for those with domestic violence issues. So keep those folks in mind. They need you. They need your help. The community needs your help if you're able to do that. So I encourage you to visit For Our City, Chandler's website, to learn more about how you can provide or receive assistance. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Council, for continuing to be outstanding advocates for our community. 2 nights ago, on Monday, our Economic Development Director shared an update on our business community and efforts to keep Chandler economically viable and competitive. And through this pandemic, our economic development team has continued to work with existing Chandler companies to help expand their operations with potential businesses looking to locate in Chandler as well. And projects are moving forward cautiously, and we're working with our businesses beyond COVID-19. Since January of 2020, our economic development team has supported business attraction and retention projects that are anticipated to provide over 1,600 jobs in Chandler. And through this pandemic, we know that many residents have lost their jobs and are looking for new sources of income to support their families. So today, I'm excited to announce that Chandler has been working for the last several weeks to put together and host a virtual job fair this summer to connect residents with job opportunities in our community. We're working with local partners, including Arizona at Work, Pipeline Arizona, Best Companies Arizona, to provide meaningful connections with Chandler employers. We will continue to look for other partners to join us with this awesome event too. We'll be sharing the launch date and details on how to participate in the coming weeks. But in the meantime, you can visit the link on your screen to enter your email address to receive updates as they become available. I do want to thank everyone for watching today. I want to remind you to ask everyone to continue to do your part to keep our community safe, practice social distancing, hygiene protocols, and stay at home if you're sick. We look forward to seeing a new breath of fresh air coming through Chandler as standards are relaxed. I did get a haircut on Friday when things opened. I took my family out to eat last night at an outdoor restaurant venue, and it was really refreshing to find some normalcy. But as we know, what was normal isn't going to be normal. And I assure you that if things change in Chandler and we need to change what we're doing for safety reasons, we will be the first to do that. Again, your safety and your economic prosperity are our priorities. So we want to thank you for joining us. And we want to give a great shout out to all of our residents, our wonderful businesses, and all the amenities that our community has to offer. So thank you for joining us today.